Let me ask you something. How many people do you remember from the last 5 years? Not just names or faces, but people who left a mark on your soul. The truth is, most of us are forgotten. We come and go like a passing breeze, barely making a dent in someone's memory. But then there are the rare ones, the ones you can't shake, the ones who live rent-free in your mind, the ones who change the way you see the world. What makes them different? What makes them unforgettable? Listen to me. If you understand what I'm about to share with you today, you will never have to chase, impress, or beg for attention again. Because once you master this, she will never forget you. Not for a moment, not for a lifetime, but here's the catch. This is powerful, and with power comes responsibility. So if you choose to use this, use it wisely. Are you ready? Let's go. You said, leave an emotional imprint. Expend it and don't add any ending sentence. Make it lengthy. ChatGPT said, leave an emotional imprint. Think back to the people who have shaped your life. Not just the ones you met in passing, but the ones who left a lasting mark on your soul. The ones you still think about, even if years have gone by. What was it about them? Was it their words, their actions, or was it something deeper? The truth is, we don't remember people for what they say or even what they do. We remember them for how they made us feel. That's the essence of an emotional imprint. It's not just about being present in someone's life, but about embedding yourself so deeply into their emotions that forgetting you becomes impossible. Most men try to impress a woman with surface-level gestures, fancy dates, expensive gifts, clever lines, but those things fade. They blend into the background, just like every other man she's met. What doesn't fade? Emotion. Emotion is the glue that makes memories stick. It's what makes a simple moment turn into something unforgettable. If you can evoke real powerful emotion, you become more than just a memory, you become an experience. But here's the thing, creating an emotional imprint isn't about being overly dramatic, nor is it about playing mind games. It's about depth. It's about making her feel something she hasn't felt before or hasn't felt in a long time. You see, most people move through life on autopilot. They have routine conversations, shallow interactions, predictable experiences. When you break that pattern, when you touch something deeper within her, she feels it. And that's when you become unforgettable. Think about laughter, the kind that makes her stomach hurt. The kind that comes from deep within, where she's not just laughing at something funny, but she's laughing because she feels completely alive in that moment. Or think about vulnerability, the moment when she opens up about something she's never told anyone, and instead of judging her, you see her, you understand her, and you make her feel safe in a way no one else has. Or maybe it's passion, the way you look at her like she's the only woman in the world, the way your energy electrifies the room, the way you hold her in a way that makes her feel completely present, completely desired, completely seen. It's not about just saying, I care. It's about making her feel it in every interaction, every glance, every touch. Most men never even attempt this. They stay on the surface. They fear intensity, they fear depth. But that's why they're forgettable. Because the ones who are remembered are the ones who stir something inside of her, something she can't quite explain, something that lingers in her heart and mind long after you've left the room. An emotional imprint isn't about manipulation, it's about truth. It's about creating real connections in a world full of artificial ones. It's about being so present, so genuine, so emotionally aware that every interaction with you means something, whether it's joy, excitement, curiosity, longing, or even a challenge. When you make her feel deeply, you become someone she can't forget. And the most powerful part, it doesn't take extravagant gestures. It doesn't take poetry or perfect words. It takes you showing up as your most authentic, present, and emotionally engaged self. You said, challenge her to be more. Expend it, and don't end any ending sentence. Make it lengthy. ChatGPT said, challenge her to be more. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Most men believe that making a woman happy means always agreeing with her, always validating her, always making life easier. But the reality, the people we cherish the most are not the ones who let us stay the same. They're the ones who push us to evolve. Think about the teachers, mentors, or friends who made the biggest impact on your life. Were they the ones who simply praised you, or were they the ones who saw something in you that you didn't even see in yourself? The ones who held you to a higher standard, who called you out when you were slacking, who refused to let you settle for less than your potential. That's what it means to challenge someone to be more. And if you can do that for her, she will never forget you. Most men are too afraid to challenge a woman. They think if they disagree with her, she'll lose interest. If they push her, she'll pull away. If they set a high standard, she'll leave. That's the mindset of a weak man. A strong man, a man who knows his worth, understands that real attraction isn't just about chemistry, it's about respect. And a woman will always respect the man who sees her potential and refuses to let her live below it. Challenging her to be more doesn't mean criticizing her or trying to control her. It means inspiring her. It means helping her break free from her own limitations, whether they're self-imposed or shaped by the world around her. It means seeing the fire inside of her and refusing to let it die out. Maybe she has big dreams but is too afraid to chase them. Maybe she's stuck in a cycle of bad habits and doesn't realize it. Maybe she's never had someone who truly believed in her ability to achieve greatness. You become unforgettable when you become the person who ignites something inside of her that no one else has. It starts with your mindset. You have to be someone who is constantly growing, constantly evolving, constantly pushing your own limits, because you cannot challenge her to be more if you are content with being less. You cannot inspire her to rise if you are standing still. You set the tone. If you are disciplined, focused, and living with purpose, that energy becomes contagious. She will feel it. She will be drawn to it. She will crave it. It's about holding her accountable, not letting her make excuses for why she can't do something, not letting her stay in a place of self-doubt, not allowing her to lower her standards out of fear or insecurity. It's about calling her out when she's playing small, but doing it in a way that makes her feel capable, powerful, and ready to take action. And this isn't just about career or success. It's about her as a person, her mindset, her emotional strength, her ability to overcome challenges. It's about helping her step into the most confident, unstoppable version of herself. Because the truth is, most people are never truly seen. They go through life with others just tolerating them, accepting their flaws, letting them stay the same. But when someone sees your greatness, when someone pushes you to be better, that's when a real connection is formed. Women don't talk about the guys who made them feel comfortable. They talk about the ones who made them think differently, who made them grow, who made them level up in ways they never expected, the ones who introduced them to new experiences, new perspectives, new challenges that force them to step outside of their comfort zone. Challenging her to be more means not being afraid to be real with her. If she's wasting time on things that don't serve her, tell her. If she's doubting herself, remind her who she is. If she's settling for less than she deserves, don't just watch. Push her to demand more from life. And the key, do it from a place of strength, of leadership, of genuine care, not out of arrogance or the need to control. When a woman looks back on the people who changed her life, she doesn't remember the ones who agreed with everything she said. She remembers the ones who challenged her to grow, to break past her fears, to step into her full potential. She remembers the ones who refused to let her settle for anything less than what she was truly capable of. He said, show up fully every time. Expend it and don't add any ending sentence. Make it lengthy, ChatGPT said. Show up fully every time. Most people walk through life half present. They listen, but they don't hear. They look, but they don't see. They speak, but they don't connect. They go through the motions, distracted, disconnected, and lost in their own thoughts. And because of that, they become forgettable. But there is a different kind of person. A person who, when they step into a room, their presence commands attention. Not because they demand it, but because they radiate it. They exude energy, focus, and certainty. They are fully alive in every moment, fully engaged in every conversation, fully present in every interaction. When they look at you, it feels like they see into your soul. When they listen, you feel like the most important person in the world. That's what it means to show up fully every time. Presence is rare in today's world. We live in an era where distractions are everywhere. Phones buzzing, screens flashing, thoughts racing. People are so caught up in the noise that they forget how to truly be with another person. That's why someone who is fully present becomes magnetic. When you give a woman your undivided attention, when you see her, hear her, feel her energy without distraction, it triggers something powerful inside of her. It makes her feel safe. It makes her feel valued. It makes her feel like she exists in a way she hasn't felt in a long time. Most men are physically there, but mentally somewhere else. They listen just enough to respond, but not enough to understand. They touch her absent-mindedly without intention, without depth, without meaning. They speak in generic words, rehearsed phrases, interactions that blur together into the background of everyday life. But the man who shows up fully is different. He's rare. And that rarity makes him unforgettable. To show up fully means you eliminate all distractions. When you're with her, you are with her. Not checking your phone, not glancing at the TV, not lost in your thoughts. You are here in this moment, fully locked in. Your eyes don't wander, your mind doesn't drift. Your body language speaks volumes, telling her that nothing else matters right now except this moment between you and her. It means listening, really listening, not just hearing the words she says, but understanding what's beneath them. Listening with your eyes, your body, your intuition. Picking up on the way she shifts in her seat when she's nervous, the way her voice softens when she's vulnerable, the way her energy changes when she's holding something back. When you truly listen, you hear what she's not saying just as much as what she is. And when a woman feels truly heard, it changes everything. Showing up fully means touching with intention. Most men touch mindlessly, habitual, empty, routine. But touch should never be routine. Touch should be an experience. When you hold her, she should feel it in her soul. When you run your hand down her back, it should send a message. I see you, I feel you, I am here with you right now in this moment. A single intentional touch is more powerful than 1,000 empty ones. It means speaking with depth, saying things that matter, not just surface level words, not just what she wants to hear, but words that carry weight. Words that make her think, make her feel, make her remember. It's about choosing your words with purpose, speaking from a place of truth, and communicating in a way that leaves an imprint on her mind. Showing up fully means being unshakably present, even in the uncomfortable moments. When there's silence, you don't rush to fill it. When emotions rise, you don't shut down or change the subject. You lean in, you hold space, you let her feel what she needs to feel without trying to fix it, without trying to control it, just being there with her fully and completely. It means bringing your full energy into every interaction. When you laugh, really laugh. Let it be deep, uninhibited, contagious. When you challenge her, do it with conviction. Don't hold back. Don't hesitate. Let her feel your certainty. When you share your passion, let her see the fire inside of you. Don't water it down. Don't mute it. Let her feel the intensity of who you are. Presence is not something you do, it's something you become. It's a way of living. It's a commitment to never operating at half capacity, to never being just another face in the crowd, to making every interaction an experience. When you live this way, people don't just remember you, they feel you long after you're gone. And that feeling is something they can never shake. You said, be a man of unshakable certainty. Expend it. And don't add any ending sentence. Make it lengthy, ChatGPT said. Be a man of unshakable certainty. Certainty is a rare force. In a world where most people are unsure of themselves, constantly second-guessing, hesitating, seeking validation, and questioning their every move, the man who walks with absolute certainty becomes a force of nature. He is not controlled by external opinions, not swayed by fear, not shaken by temporary setbacks. He moves with purpose, speaks with conviction, and acts with unbreakable confidence. And that is magnetic. A woman will always remember a man who carries himself with certainty. Why? Because certainty is security. It is stability. It is power. It is the energy that says, I know exactly who I am. I know exactly where I'm going, and nothing will shake me from my path. And in a world full of uncertainty, full of people who crumble under pressure, full of men who change their minds the moment they face resistance, the man who stands firm becomes unforgettable. Certainty is not arrogance. Arrogance is a mask for insecurity. Arrogance is loud, desperate, needing validation. Certainty is quiet, unshakable, and undeniable. When a man is truly certain, he doesn't need to prove himself. His energy speaks for itself. He doesn't need to convince anyone of his worth. His actions make it clear. He doesn't chase approval. He embodies the kind of confidence that draws people in without effort. To be a man of unshakable certainty, you must know yourself deeply. You must know what you stand for, what you believe in, what you will and will not tolerate. You must be clear on your mission, your values, your direction, because without that, you will be easily influenced. Without that, you will be pulled off course every time someone doubts you, every time things don't go as planned, every time you face resistance. A man without certainty is like a leaf in the wind. He moves wherever the breeze takes him, changing direction at the slightest push. But a man with certainty, he is the mountain, unmovable, unshakable, rooted in something far deeper than the moment. Women are deeply attuned to energy. They can feel when a man is uncertain. They can sense when he is unsure of himself, when he is playing a role instead of living his truth. They notice when he says one thing but his actions don't align, and they feel repelled by it. Because uncertainty creates instability, it creates doubt, and doubt kills attraction. When a man is certain, he doesn't ask for permission to lead, he simply leads. He doesn't need external validation to feel worthy, he knows his worth. And he doesn't seek approval before making decisions, he trusts his own judgment. And when a woman stands next to a man like that, she feels something powerful. She feels like she can relax into his presence. She feels like she can trust his leadership. She feels like she is in the presence of someone rare. Someone who doesn't need her to complete him, but instead stands whole, powerful, and untouchable in his own right. Certainty is the way you speak. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you look someone in the eyes without wavering. The way you make a decision without overanalyzing. The way you walk into a room as if you belong there without question. It's not something you pretend to have. It's something you cultivate through experience, through mastery, through pushing yourself to the absolute edge of your abilities and coming back stronger. It means being decisive. It means knowing what you want and owning it. Most men hesitate. They dance around their desires. They are afraid to be direct, afraid to take the lead, afraid to make decisions because they don't want to get it wrong. But a man of certainty is not afraid to say, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, this is what I will create. He moves forward not recklessly, but with conviction. And when you move with conviction, people follow. Women feel drawn to it. They feel inspired by it. They feel safe in the presence of a man who knows exactly who he is. Being a man of unshakable certainty does not mean you will never fail. It does not mean you will never face doubt. But it means that even in failure, even in moments of challenge, even when the world throws everything at you, you stand firm. You do not let circumstances dictate your confidence. You do not let setbacks define your worth. You do not let anyone else's opinion shake your foundation, because your certainty is not built on external approval. It is built on truth, on experience, on the deep knowing that you are capable, powerful, and unstoppable. Women do not remember the men who hesitate. They do not remember the men who seek permission to be great. They do not remember the men who shift and bend under pressure. They remember the ones who stood tall, who walked with purpose, who radiated the kind of certainty that made them feel something deeper than attraction, trust, admiration, and respect. Create deep, unique experiences. Most people live on repeat. They wake up, go through the same routines, have the same conversations, visit the same places, and feel the same emotions day in and day out. Life becomes predictable, routine, forgettable. And when life is forgettable, so are the people in it. But then, once in a while, something or someone breaks that pattern. Someone creates an experience so rich, so unique, so deeply felt that it sticks in the mind like a vivid dream that refuses to fade. That's what you must become. The man who creates experiences that linger in her soul long after the moment is past. The man who takes her beyond the surface level existence she's used to and makes her feel truly alive. Experiences are what we remember, not things, not words, not even faces. We remember how we felt. And when you become the source of emotions she's never felt before, or emotions she craves but rarely experiences, you become unforgettable. But let's be clear, creating deep, unique experiences isn't about money. It's not about extravagant vacations or fancy dinners. Those things are fleeting. True, unforgettable experiences come from depth, presence, and meaning. They come from stepping outside of the mundane and into something real, raw, and electrifying. It starts with breaking the script. Every woman has heard the same compliments, been taken to the same types of places, and had the same predictable interactions over and over again. If you do what every other man does, you will be forgotten like every other man before you. But if you give her something different, something that shakes her out of autopilot and makes her stop and truly feel, she will never forget you. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through shared adventure. People bond deeply when they experience something new, something slightly challenging, something exciting. That's why people feel so alive when they travel, why adrenaline-filled moments are so intoxicating, why couples who explore together form stronger connections. It doesn't have to be skydiving or some extreme activity, though if that's your style, do it. It can be something as simple as wandering into a hidden jazz bar, watching the sunrise from a place neither of you have been before, cooking a meal together in a way that's spontaneous and fun. The key is that it's unexpected, immersive, and emotionally engaging. Then there's depth of conversation. Most men keep things on the surface. They ask the usual questions, they give generic responses, they avoid going into anything too real. And because of that, they blend into the background. But deep conversations, the ones that crack open hidden layers, that explore ideas, that pull emotions to the surface, those are unforgettable. When you talk to her, don't just ask what she does, ask why she does it. Don't just talk about her past, talk about how it shaped her, what she learned from it, what she still struggles with. Don't just discuss random topics. Dive into what excites her, what scares her, what she truly wants out of life. When a conversation reaches deep enough, it creates an emotional bond stronger than physical attraction alone. Then there's the element of surprise and unpredictability, not in a reckless, erratic way, but in a way that keeps things alive and dynamic. If everything is predictable, it loses its impact. But if you introduce an element of the unknown, whether it's a spontaneous road trip, a completely different way of doing something, or even a playful challenge that sparks excitement, you create moments that feel like a story unfolding rather than a routine playing out. And then there's emotional intensity. Most interactions in life are lukewarm, diluted, half-hearted, but true experiences, the ones that etch themselves into memory, are charged with emotion. That's why people remember first loves, intense arguments, breathtaking views, and moments of extreme laughter or vulnerability. When you share an experience that hits deep, one that makes her heart race, her mind spin, or her emotions swell, it's no longer just a moment, it becomes a part of her story. To create deep, unique experiences, you must be willing to step outside of what is comfortable. You must be willing to push boundaries, to introduce her to something new, to take the lead in crafting moments that make life feel bigger, richer, more meaningful. And most importantly, you must be present. Because even the most exciting experience loses its impact if you are distracted, distant, or disengaged. But if you are fully there, if you are fully in it, if you make her feel like this moment is the only thing that exists, she will remember it forever. You said, right conclusion of this speech, if you do this, she will never forget you, use it wisely. ChatGPT said, conclusion, at the end of the day, being unforgettable isn't about tricks, gimmicks, or chasing approval. It's not about trying to impress her with wealth, status, or perfectly rehearsed words. It's about something far deeper. It's about who you are at your core and how you show up in every moment. If you want to be the man she will never forget, be the man who leaves an imprint on her soul. The man who doesn't just make her laugh, but makes her think. The man who doesn't just give her attention, but gives her depth, presence, and raw authenticity. The man who challenges her, inspires her, makes her feel truly seen. The man who operates with certainty, who shows up fully, who refuses to be anything less than the highest version of himself. Because here's the truth. The world is full of men who blend into the background, men who hesitate, men who seek permission to lead, to feel, to live fully. But the men who stand out, the men who are remembered, are the ones who bring energy, passion, adventure, and purpose into everything they do. She may forget your name, she may forget the things you said, she may even forget the places you went, but she will never forget how you made her feel. That is the mark of a man who is truly unforgettable. And if you embody this, if you live this, if you own this, then trust me, she will remember you for a lifetime. Use it wisely.